Okay. Now this is the what I was saying. It is the most common surgery. Here we use the peribulbar and retrobulbar injection for the anesthesia, and this gives the cataract, the venous obstruction, this venous arterial hemorrhage, then arterial arterial hemorrhage, oculocardiac incidence, allergic reaction, ophthalmoplegia, direct damage to the extraocular muscles or its nerve, globe perforation, central spread of the anesthetics, life-threatening complication can result from the intralethal spread and optic nerve damage. So that can happen because of the complications of anesthesia. And you must know the sensory nerve. Now this is the cranial nerve 5. Trigeminal is this sensory supply, and you will see the sensory supply is going to the cornea. And so the what happens? What is the anesthesia blocks? It blocks the, you can see this activated state. You can see the sodium channels, and these local anesthesia blocks the sodium channels. So you can see in the resting stage, it is in the activated and in a inactivated stage. So way to provide topical anesthesia is lignocaine gel you can use, subconjunctival lignocaine you can use, topical anesthetic agent, this proparacaine and lignocaine can be used. Now, advantages of topicals are unlimited ocular motility, they're not interfering with the visual function, absence of an increase in orbital volume, absence of pain due to injection, and immediate visual recovery. These are the advantages of the topical anesthesia. Again, you will see the frequent drug installation, epithelial toxicity can happen. These are the disadvantages and cannot be used in the patients, in all patients. It's not possible universally. Then the contraindication, very anxious patient you should not use. Communication problems are used, in language problems are there. The mitotic pupil you should not use. Now here you will see there are the results, and in that it is a manual incision can be done under the topical anesthesia. And here the lying down and looking down per surgery checkup. So you'll have to see each and every surgery checkup. The causes of pain is the iris touch. So here you should avoid that. Stretch of the zonules you should avoid. Sudden inflation in the anterior chamber you should avoid, and nucleus delivery should be proper. Now all the steps done in the phaco-topically can be done in SICS. These all done can be done in the SICS. And the step 1, you can see the step 1 is the incision. I am showing this on the one side is a phaco, and other side you will see I am doing with the SICS. Only here, whenever you are doing the, it should be, see here, I am doing the dissection under the topical anesthesia. Can you see this? But here properly you see the gentle dissection. The gentle dissection is required whenever you are making the steps. The other is a opening. See here, I am also opening by the phaco, also opening, but here I am opening the cornea. And whenever I am opening the cornea, see, you can go, but all steps, wherever you are doing, those steps should be properly done. Now, headed dissection. Now here I am doing the headed dissection. You can say in the phacoemulsification. Here I am doing in the SICS surgery. So both places here you can see the what I am taking care that lens should not touch the iris. If it is touched to the iris, then it pains to the patient. Now another case where I am doing the headed dissection, again you will see pupil is fully dilated. If pupil is not fully dilated, then don't go for the topical anesthesia in the SICS. Here again you will see I am just rotating the nucleus and bringing it out. So whenever you are doing such type of hydrodissection, you should be very careful for doing it. Then the IOL phaco SICS. Now here you will see I am putting the IOL in the phaco case, and also I am putting the IOL in the SICS case. So here you will see the phaco case I have put the foldable IOL, and here I am putting the rigid IOL. Even you can go for the foldable IOL, but as it is a 5 millimeter incision, you can go for the rigid IOL. So that I have done. So here again now you will see I am depositing the conjunctiva properly, and then this is the case now I am doing. See here. So whenever it is a subconjunctival injection given, and in the subconjunctival injection now I am doing the subconjunctival anesthesia, I am doing the this SICS surgery. Now whenever I am doing, as you know, You can see the edema of the conjunctiva. It is because of the subconjunctival injection. Now gentle. Now, whenever you are doing under the topical, the steps should be gentle. So these gentle steps of the here patient gets pain. So this time also you can instill one drop whenever you are doing the cauterization. Topical anesthesia can be instilled there, and now after that you can go for the, and here you will see what I am doing. I'm just catching at the sclera so that patient will not experience any pain, and then extending the this is the tunnel I'm making. And now where I will see I'm not pressing more, but the dissection is very gentle dissection, because here you are doing under topical. If any pain is experienced by the patient, then patient will move and patient will not cooperate. So here he will see again the dissection is done, and I'm doing the pockets on both the sides. Now, whenever you are doing under the topical anesthesia, my advice will be the tunnel should be slightly larger so that patient will not require any movement to any pressure to remove the nucleus. Now, again, now this is in the cornea. So, already because of the topical anesthesia, this is possible that we are always doing in the phaco. Now, I'm using the, see here how I'm touching. The eyeball is fixed, and after fixing the eyeball, then I will go to the rhexis. Now here you will see the rhexis I am doing. It is a immature cataract, so I am not using any uh, dye. And here you will see the rhexis is done. Can you see the rhexis? Proper rhexis is done. And the eyes, it is immature cataract. Immature cataract or in you can see nuclear rhexis size should be slightly larger. Now again, now I am opening the anterior chamber. You will see the dimple here, and you can see I am opening in the cornea. It should be 1 millimeter inside the cornea, and then the extending the tunnel while going in. So you have seen the gentle dissection here. Very gently I am dissecting, and after the dissection, now you have seen the pupil is dilated. I am doing the hado dissection. See here again, slightly, again with the gentle step, the lens has brought in the anterior chamber, and once that has brought in the anterior chamber, then I will rotate it, and that is rotated, and then the lens is now again, as it has came in the anterior chamber, I'm putting the glide. And seeing the glide is inserted up to the iris area so that the it will not touch the posterior capsule, and then the lens is here, gentle pressure, lens is removed. So once that lens is removed, the even the epinucleus also removed by the same, and you can see the case is complete, and then you can aspirate the cortex which is there, and you can implant the lens. So it means the, see here I am implanting the lens. The lens is implanted in the bag. You can see the bag, you can see the bag also properly, and whenever you are dialing, dial with the hole, because this is the rigid lens, so it is better to dial with the hole. And then repose is the conjunctiva, hydrate the, see proper hydration of the openings, that side ports you have made, and then you can just repose the conjunctiva, that is very important, and the case is completed. Now the conclusion is minimum pain and least anesthesia requirement is possible in SICS. Gentle surgeon and cooperative patient is the prerequisite. Visual anesthesia works really. Vocal anesthesia, talk to the patient properly. And minimal modification in your surgical steps can make you a topical surgeon, surgeon from local. Thank you. Thank you, Ragini.